Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hess Hogs 4. Today we're going to do a fun and exciting cut of beef that most people get confused, including myself. This is a picanha, which is a top sirloin roast, and if you've ever eaten at a Brazilian steakhouse, this is the specialty meat they bring you out. I used to confuse it for a tri-tip, and I've learned my lesson. It's not a tri-tip, it is a top sirloin roast. This is from Snake River Farm, so it's a Wagyu cut of beef, if you will. And if you get close, you're going to see it's got a fat cap on top. And there was some trim work that I did ahead of the video just to save a little time. But it's really good looking marbling. And this top part right here, the fat cap, what we're going to do, some people will remove it. I don't. In the past when I've made it, I score it. We're going to smoke it on their smoker, and then we're going to have our temp at about 280, 275 degrees using our Blues Hog Lump charcoal. I'm going to use a cherry wood for the smoke flavor actually, but I want some of that fat to render in, and then I'm going to do a reverse sear on it, and that fat will protect it a little bit. So enough talking, let's get to scoring. Scoring meat's pretty simple. The trick is you don't want to get the meat, you want to get the fat, right? So I'm not going to make my cuts too terribly deep, but I am going to score it. And what that does, it'll just help it render out as it is in the smoker. And if you have already experienced making one of these, please feel free to leave a comment or maybe a best practice or something you learned whenever you made it. This is the third time I've ever made one, so I am still learning a little bit as I make these. But I'll tell you, the flavor is out of this world. And it doesn't require a lot of seasoning whatsoever, actually. I'm using my seasoning, my big bold beef rub that I get there at Pits and Grills in Springfield. If you guys haven't had a chance to check that place out, you need to. The both of the rubs that they have is outstanding. So here you can kind of see we went ahead and we've scored the meat, and we scored the fat cap. We didn't do the meat, and we even, that little spot there wasn't anything there. We didn't want to cut into that either. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to season it. And I'm not going to season this real heavy. The flavor of this meat is just, it's awesome. And it doesn't need a whole lot of seasoning, especially the fat. So really light coat of seasoning on the fat side. And then when I get to the meat side, it'll be a little heavier, but not much. When we put it on the smoker, when we get the temp, I'm looking for an internal temperature of right at 140 degrees. That's going to have it more medium rare, and after that we're going to pull it off and we're going to let it rest for probably 30 minutes. Just let some of the juices reabsorb, and then we'll carve in and dinner will be served. And I'm serving this with a chimichurri sauce tonight, and we'll show you the final product of that when we go to cut into it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. All right, we've got our smoker to the temp that we want it at, and again we're using our Blues Hog Lump charcoal with some cherry wood. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the middle of the smoker, and I'm going to put the fat side up to start off with. Again, we want that fat to render out. We're not going to open that up for at least another hour, just to give it time. At an hour we'll check the temp. The temp we're looking for is 135 to 140 degrees. We'll see you soon, guys. All right, so we're about an hour and a half in. We've had our temp at about 265, 270 degrees. We've been using cherry wood to smoke it, and it's time to go ahead and take that temp. And the temp I'm looking for right now is about 125, so we're at 125 degrees. And what we're going to do from here is I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to do a reverse sear. Now, everyone's got a different way of doing the reverse sear, but when I use this type of offset smoker, I like to just take it off, and I put it right on here. This is just a cast iron grate, and I sprayed it with some duck fat, and I'll let it cook probably about a minute and a half on each side. After that, I'll bring it inside, let it rest for probably 30 minutes. It'll be time to eat. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, we're just about to turn it off, and we've been working on the reverse sear, and you can see it's got a good sear to both sides of this. We're going to take it inside. We're going to let it rest for probably 30 minutes. It'll be time to eat. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so it's been about 35 minutes, if I'm being honest. We've let it rest. Just to kind of recap, we trimmed it We seasoned it. We cooked it at about 265, 270 degrees. Took over an hour and a half. After that, we reverse seared it about 2 minutes per side. Brought it inside, covered it in foil, let it rest. We're gonna go ahead and open it up, and you can come a little bit closer and kind of take a look at it. And we are going to slice into this and try a piece. Oh, that looks good. Hopefully you're getting a good shot of that. And one thing I've learned about this cut of meat is it goes absolutely great with chimichurri sauce. So my wife makes an outstanding homemade chimichurri sauce. So we're just gonna drizzle just a little bit on here, and I have to do the taste test. So if you wanna come a little bit closer and take a look at that. And I'll do a taste test to make sure it tastes okay. I'd hate to serve it to my family and not have it taste good. Okay, yeah, it tastes awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. We'll see you next time.